Ahmedabad, or Amdavad as locals have dubbed it, has always been a forward-looking, artistically rich, cultural mix of stories, going from the time of founder Ahmed Shah and the intricate architecture that was created, to today and the intricate intersectional communities that exist in the city. Ahmedabad is an ever-adapting home for travelers and locals alike, constantly accepting new things and reshaping itself. Standing at Bhadra Fort in the early morning light, you can sip your chai and be in awe of the 600-year-old history before you. Then turn around and take a rickshaw over the river and in just a few minutes be sipping a cappuccino in the midst of a contemporary metropolis. This is Ahmedabad, and even outside the walled city, the UNESCO World Heritage City's roots are palpable. Today, we'll take you on a walk to recognize those very roots, the places and people that make up the history of this ever-changing city. Hi everyone, this is Meera from Creative Yatra, and today we're here in the walled city of Ahmedabad. We're going to show you some heritage sites and communities today in celebration of Ahmedabad's birthday, so we hope you enjoy coming on this tour with us. Here we are at Bhadra Fort. This is the very first thing that 18-year-old Sultan Ahmed Shah built in Ahmedabad, inspired by the fort of the same name that existed in his hometown, Patan. It was a means of protection which consisted of 8 doors or gates. Later on, more gates were added, and some of them exist even today, hundreds of years later. The Bhadra Kali Temple, one of the most visited temples of goddess Kali, was built in the fort of Sultan Ahmed Shah, later on by the Marathas, and is mostly visited during the 9 nights of Navratri, the Gujarati festival that celebrates the sacred feminine. Even during the rest of the year, there are always devotees traveling from far and wide to visit the temple and offer the deities flowers and fruits bought from the nearby bustling bazaar.
काफी अच्छा लगा हमें अहमदाबाद की देवी दर्शन किए हैं हमने और उसके बाद हमने फोर्ट के दर्शन किए हैं बहुत ही अच्छा महसूस हो रहा है हमें अहमदाबाद को एकदम से फील लाइक होम कर रहे हैं हम
In Ahmed Shah's time, there were various markets like the Sunday market we have today at the riverfront, and right here where the police station is today, there used to be a sprawling Shukravari Bazaar, or Friday market that used to take place, which the Sultan would from time to time watch from a gallery situated a little away from the crowd.
अहमदाबाद जब से हेरिटेज बना है ना, उसके बाद में तो काफ़ी अच्छा लगता है अहमदाबाद और काफ़ी फाइन. हम टूरिस्ट को लेके आते हैं तो बोलते पहले जैसा नहीं है, अभी रोड रास्ते सब अच्छे हो गए, सब जगह जाते हैं, मज़ा आता है.
धंधे रोजगार के लिए अच्छा ही है, बाहर से जितने भी लोग आते हैं उनके लिए भी अच्छा ही है.
Okay, so this is the second stop on the tour, Teen Darwaza, the actual 3 doors that you can see, which was the original entrance to Bhadra Fort when Ahmed Shah built it all the way 609 years ago. And so what I learned was that between the Teen Darwaza and the Bhadra Fort, there was actually a whole polo ground called Maidan-e-Shah that the Badshah used for playing games and for just a lot of different activities. So that's a really cool image to see that from 600 years ago to what it is today.
बहुत अच्छा लगता है यहाँ के लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं, यहाँ के नागरिक बहुत अच्छे हैं.
अहमदाबाद हमारे लिए जान है सर. अहमदाबाद जैसी कोई सिटी नहीं है.
So we're standing here in Teen Darwaza by the lamp that is here burning 24 hours, representing peace and harmony. And the story of it is that at the time of Ahmed Shah Badshah, there was a guard who came here and suddenly saw this beautiful figure who he recognized as the goddess Lakshmi, who was on her way out of the city, and he was afraid that if she left the city, then all the wealth and the prosperity that was here would disappear. So he ran to tell Ahmed Shah Badshah. So he pleaded with her not to go, and she finally gave in and made a deal with him. saying that you can go speak to Sultan Ahmed Shah, let him know I'm leaving, and I'll wait for you to come back before I leave. So what this guard did was he went to Sultan Ahmed Shah Badshah and said, you can't let me go back there because if I go back there, Lakshmi will leave. So he said, you must behead me here so that I never get the chance to go back. And that's the story of how Lakshmi had to stay in the city of Ahmedabad and why it is the way it is today. So our next stop is the Jumma Masjid, which is built by Sultan Ahmed Shah and has stayed pretty much the same till that time, except for the 2 minarets that unfortunately fell down in the earthquake in 1817. But the rest of it is really beautiful and it has all of the original architecture. It has 256 pillars that are built perfectly symmetrically before they had any tools of the modern time. It's all in all just a beautiful masjid.
My name is Jami. The city is very modern.
शेख अहमद मियाँ खादिम जामा मस्जिद। जब अहमदाबाद शहर बसा तो अहमद शाह बादशाह ने दुआ की थी कि इस कोट विस्तार के अंदर और अहमदाबाद शहर के अंदर 24 घंटे रोजी मिला और कोई भी इंसान आवे तो उसको बिगर रोजगार ना जाए।
So this is a really interesting part of Jumma Masjid where there's a lot of the Sultan's names who founded and established Ahmedabad are written in Urdu, as you can see along the walls. But this specific dua is written in Farsi because that was the original language. This specific piece was put in by Aurangzeb, as I was told, and it's just a really unique piece of this masjid and the heritage around here.
And this city we have seen here observed since morning has got both, all the things, unity is there.
अहमदाबाद यानी अहमदाबाद है ये, समझे कि नहीं, हमेशा आबाद रहेगा।
The Kalupur Swaminarayan Temple is where Amdavad's official heritage walk begins, and once you see it, you can tell why so many people visit there daily. The brightly colored arches and figures of gods and goddesses, the intricate carvings in the Burmese teak wood, they're all quite a sight to see for tourists and locals alike. Weighing in at almost 200 years old, this temple is still visited by thousands to this day and interestingly features an entirely different temple reserved for women devotees. The Poor is a sort of cooperative housing society, but more than that, we hear that it's more of an extended family. Each Poor features secret passageways and tiny alleys that only locals know how to navigate. With apartments so close to each other that you can talk to your neighbor from any room in the house, this living arrangement is unique to Ahmedabad and is responsible for the close-knit communities that this city is known for.
મને કાકડિયા બહુ ગમે છે.
મને અહીંયા ફરવું બહુ ગમે છે. મને અહીંયાથી જલેબી અને ફાફડા બહુ ભાવે છે અહીંયાના.
Hi everyone, we're here on the next stop on Creative Yatra's heritage tour. We're here at KAVI DALPATRAM CHOWK, and this is known as a living memorial because it's really a place where people come and sit and talk and children play to honor this really great Gujarati author and literature. So here we are at Ahmed Shah Mosque, and this mosque is built by the Sultan himself back in 1414. So again, what we're standing on is almost 600 years old. And I think each mosque has its own small story or unique piece about it. So this masjid story is that there's a tomb of all the soldiers of Ahmed Shah's army who were killed in combat right in this very courtyard. And since this mosque is still used and people come here to worship here every day, it's a real piece of living history. You may be wondering why there are graves in this tea shop. After independence, 2 Ahmedabad natives started a tea stall in front of a graveyard. As their business began to attract more customers, they realized that they needed to expand their shop and decided to keep the graves where they are and create a unique, coexisting world of past and present. This place also became a favorite of painter M.F. Hussain, who gifted one of his paintings to the shop, which hangs there to this day. The places we have taken you through today make up just a slice of the 608-year-old city that Amdavadis know and love. Now, we leave the rest to you. To explore the streets of Manik Chowk, grab a few too many bhajiyas at Raipur Bhajia, or to marvel at the architectural meeting of masters, where 20th century modernists like Le Corbusier and Louis Kahn feature alongside the mastery of traditional ornately carved Jain temples. Take the time to walk through the streets where Mahatma Gandhi's influence reached out to a nation, or go on an official heritage walk and get to know the interconnected world of poor life from the inside out. Whichever way you plan your trip, you'll be sure to discover old memories, make new ones, and learn what the people of Ahmedabad have experienced since its very beginnings as a city. As always, stay tuned to creativeyatra.com to keep hearing more about Ahmedabad, India's first UNESCO World Heritage City.